afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Dan Webb here. Welcome to the first of 3 gameplay previews for Don't Nod's Remember Me. Yes, that's a palindrome. Basically, the idea and the purpose of these 3 videos is to give you a look at the different facets of gameplay that make up what Remember Me is all about. So there's a bit of combat, a bit of traversal, a bit of a glimpse at puzzles. That's what this video focuses on. Second video focuses on the memory remixes, and the third focuses on a boss fight where all the combat lessons that we learned for the first 4 hours of game are put into practice. Okay, so first things first, it's the combo lab. This is at the core of the fighting mechanics of the game. As you can see, this is quite early on in the game, so we've only got 2 combos, but how you place the pressings on the right hand side. So you've got power pressings, you've got regeneration pressings, cooldown pressings, chain pressings. It's where you put them in the combos as what you actually get out of the combos themselves. So if you see the X combo at the top, so there's 2 power pressings. The further you place the pressing in the combo, the more powerful it becomes. So as you see there, the power one at the end ups the damage vastly. Okay, so this is a combat scene. It's fairly early on in the game. It's just to give you an idea of how it all works. So as you can see, it's very rhythmic. And the music's pretty awesome also. So okay, let's run through the different types of pressing. So the power pressing is obviously power. The game deals with health in a very interesting way. You don't, there's no health pickups, there's nothing. The only way to get your health up is to get a regenerative, which is the yellow one, which is to basically hit a regenerative pressing. Okay, let's go back to that. This is one of the S pressings. These are kind of like special abilities that you can use on cooldown timers. Okay, so that was the Fury one you just saw, which means don't pay attention to combos, just keep button bashing. I mean, it's used to get rid of loads of enemies in a really short period of time, so you don't really have to get timing right. Okay, so let's head back on to talk about the pressings for a minute. So, as you can see there, the yellow one was the health regen, and that's the only way to get health. And you'll see in the bottom left-hand dial that the health's going up every time you connect to one. The pinkish ones, those are your cooldown bonuses basically. So see that? Just knock 5-10 seconds off the time. There's a lot. It's a really simple combat in terms of, especially early on when you haven't got very many combos. But as you get into the game and you get more combos and you get more pressings to place, it becomes very tactical. Like, do you want a move that just drops your cooldown timers? Where do you put your cooldown timers in the actual chain? Do you put them at the end, which is harder to get to, or do you put them at the beginning, where they're going to make less of an impact, but you're going to get them more often? So later on in the video, we'll just show you what it's like at level 4. I mean, after we got rid of this guy, we'll just show you a bit of the world, a bit of the traversal. Brief glimpse at a puzzle. And he's gone. As you saw there on the right, that was your PMP, which is basically your XP. Okay, and then this is Nilin. She's a memory hunter. The year is 2084, and you are in Neo Paris. She's a memory hunter who has, ironically, lost her memory. So basically, Neo Paris is this dystopia. I mean, there's 2 really different halves to the city. You've got the grungy city where you'll meet Leapers, and these are these kind of mutated individuals. And then you've got the side that you just saw in the beginning, the very rich side, with the iRobot style servant robots that just play the piano and things like that. Okay, so that was the traversal. It's very on rails, but it's good fun. And this is a puzzle a little bit later on in the game. Just to give you an idea.
Okay.
The puzzles tend to mix into the climbing mechanics. So I've got to get through here. How can I get through here? So your spammer, which is your long distance kind of, I don't want to say gun, but it's like it shoots electrical bursts. you can use it to find your way to the top. So basically just moving these different bars around so we can get to the top. This is very early on, so it's very simple. But the one thing that Remember Me does do pretty well is variety. So there's a great variety in puzzles. There's a great variety. Shouldn't maybe have jumped that. But there's a great variety in combat as well. And they do that in various different ways. Okay, so this is a lot later in the game. This is episode 4. Okay, this is where we just picked up a new Espresson, Rust in Pieces, which basically just gets robots to fight for you. So we'll just select the one on the left here. So as you can see now, it's a lot later in the game. I've got 4 Espressons, and I'm using my spammer for long distance on robots because my melee attacks are completely useless. When his shield's down, I'll get in, I'll take a few shots. As you can see, I'm trying to take out the distance fighters before I take out the grunts. It's necessary to dodge. Combat reminds me a lot of Arkham City and Arkham Asylum. It's about time, and you get cues for when somebody's going to hit you. A lot like Arkham Asylum. Probably more so. I mean, you have to isolate enemies just so you get the combos going as long as you possibly can. It's just, the longer you keep them going, the more powerful they are. The orange guy on the right has actually got this attack which puts all of my Espressons on a cooldown timer. And obviously it's not ideal to get hit by that. So when you'll see not the normal exclamation marks in red, there's like one that's encased in a triangle. When you see that, if you don't avoid that, it's basically stick this thing in your neck and your Preston's on a cooldown. The game does a lot, like I said earlier on, to mix the combat up. You've got different enemy styles. You'll have flying enemies, enemies with shields, which we're actually going to see very shortly. You'll have one that climb walls and will jump on you, so you have to knock them off the wall with your spammer. You've got bruisers that come that take powers off the minions, basically, so you basically have to take out all the little guys before you take the big guy out. So now we've got flying enemies, and you'll see I'll use the spammer to take them shields up. You can see the guys with shields, which is where the logic bomb is going to come in. I'm going to put it on one guy and hopefully it's going to knock the shield off that one there. With the flying enemies, they're periodically firing at you, so you're not going to get any good combos while they're going. So basically what you do is try and lock on them. And then when you lock on them, bring them down, and then you should be able to just work on the ground troops. Like I said, there's a lot of tactics involved. You'll see that more so in the third video when it gets to the end of episode 4 boss fight. And you have to use things in a specific order, mess around with your combo lab, so you get the best out of the situation. Use Rust in Pieces here. I'm going to take hold of one of the flying robots, and then he's going to attack the other guys for me, and then after a certain amount of time he's going to self-destruct. And that guy's shield's down. I'll take him down. So guy's got the shield, your attacks are useless against him. But he's down, got my XP. I'm going to use the charge spammer to take out his shield. There you go, that's the one that... If you see now, there's a countdown on all of them. So the only way you can get those down is either wait 2 minutes, or basically use any combo with your pink cooldown pressing in it. So there's the rhythmic combat, bang, 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 bang. Just trying to push them further apart so I can do combos on all of them. When I need health, I'll use a Y combo. And that was an overload. If you do enough power combos on them, you can basically memory overload them. And just take down this guy, and that runs us through the first video. It's nice and easy when there's one guy. And there he is. So don't forget to join us for the second and third videos, one with the memory remixes and one with more complex combat.